Ogot, and he may not have been very well known to many of us previously, but he's likely to become a household name, some households, let me say. And Gwada Ogot, in case you're wondering who that is, let's just play this story and find out why he wants cannabis to be legalized. Gwada Ogot.
Gwada wants a law enacted to decriminalize bang and give amnesty to all people jailed for cultivation, possession, usage, transportation, and sale of bang. Cannabis sativa or bang is classified as a narcotic drug under Kenya's Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act No. 4 of 1994. Consequently, cultivation, sale, possession and use of marijuana for various reasons is illegal. Senators were curious about Gwada's petition.
Have you yourself used marijuana in your life so that you can convince her that it is safe?
I don't want to smoke marijuana. I want marijuana used for medical and industrial purposes, which will help this country.
All right, and I'll start from the statement which he makes last. He says it will help this country. And I'm not quite sure how legalizing cannabis is going to help this country. But according to him, we immediately change from just being consumers to even exporting. And strangely enough, as I was driving to work this morning, I'm just trying to remember what country it was. And on BBC, they were saying that there's a country where it has actually been legalized, and not just because for him, he's saying it should be legalized for medicinal purposes. But in this country, they have legalized this for recreational purposes. I'm not quite sure what that means. Eric, your thoughts?
I remember in California, you could go and say it's medicinal, and then you're given cannabis, and then I don't know if you smoke it within the presence of where you buy it. I've forgotten.
And how do you prove that you actually need it as medicine?
I have
what
no
medicine
idea.
is it?
I have no. Maybe you're shaking. I'm like, nataka cannabis. But look, I know a bunch of my friends who use cannabis. Is that okay to say?
Well, you've already said it, but just put a disclaimer. Just put a disclaimer.
Or maybe they'll say they don't know me. Yeah. But anyway, I've had a particularly interesting thing with cannabis.
Cannabis.
My mother, cannabis, is it?
What?
Cannabis.
Cannabis.
Bangi.
Bangi.
When I was growing up, I have to say this. We used to have a guy who was roaming the streets. His name was Baite. So at the age of 7 to 9, my mother made sure every morning she said, "Unaona Baite?" Because I was scared of him. He said, "Alivuta bangi." Why vuta bangi utakuwa kama Baite? You end up like that. So for 33 years that I've been alive, if you lit up weed, I would dash. I hear the voice of my mother saying you go mad. Yeah. So that's my relationship with weed. Okay. I'm scared stiff. In fact, I'm always waiting for people smoking it.
But now in terms of it being legalized, that's now taking it a step further, because now you're telling Vaite that sasa hata ukiingia kwa duka
You know what is really funny about this? Truly, there have been states, of course, that have legalized this for medicinal, of course, and recreational matters. It's been proven that there are certain things that it actually helps with medicinally. I have not gone to medical school. I just know this through my good doctor friend who told me that it actually does help. But where I come from...
This doctor friend of yours, were they prescribing so that you tried?
Let me continue. Let me continue.
Just checking.
Where I come from, of course, and I come from Western Kenya, of course, and we have a lot, we call it Nyasori, or the Luo side of us calls it Nyasori. And it's taken, in fact, a lot of people take it and they're fine. So if we can find a way of exporting it or making it something that works, I think I'll be sitting on the fence on this. And I didn't see any people go mad on it. So.
Oh, Adhiambo is mixed. Amesema ni pointi, umejua hivyo?
Kuna Nyasore na Nyasore. Kuna vile. Iko vile.
Tuko na pointi hapa bana.
Sikujua, by the way. And before we come to the expert, you know the one who will give us now expert.
Unaona position yake venye amekula pose.
Hata position amekula pose.
Amekula pose.
And I can even And for those of you who can't even see some of the tattoos that are there, inaonekana tu kuna ma expert advice that is coming. But before I come to Solo, let me hear from DJ. DJ, your thoughts on this? Gibbs.
Basically, Like I know some people who can't operate without smoking. Is it marijuana or marijuana?
Marijuana. Call it
Or it
bangi.
depends.
Bangi is bangi.
Bangi.
Yeah. Although
But,
the bangi is stigmatizing, according to some.
But if it helps in medicinal purposes, then you can just legalize it.
You guys are very borderline. Hakuna mtu hapa anaikataa kabisa, apart from Eric who says that he does.
Actually,
Ameogopa tu, otherwise akupoa.
when they smoke
What
bangi.
is operating well?
Operating well. Like,
Optima.
for example, there are very many artists that I know, but I wouldn't name people, that when they are high, they can give you an electrifying performance.
Which I think is preposterous and bizarre. Like, but anybody in the nivute nionyeshe hawa. Then it's up to wearing his shirt.
Like they said, Burna Boy. Your story of Burna Boy, kwanza, it went down. Okay, there are speculation that said that you were like,
Hakuwa nayo, alipewa mbaya.
no, he smoked and then he blacked out.
Alipewa
Then he woke
mbaya.
up and went to a show at around 4 o'clock.
My goodness.
So
No.
Eric is right. Kama hiyo ndio inafanya. Solo, I know you're weighing in on this, and there are the seeds. Why are you showing us the seeds? Some people might actually
looks like
go and try the plant.
It can be coffee, it can be drunk.
It can be.
Drunk. Adhiambo, you know so much.
It can also be in
I
a
even
cookie.
makes cakes nowadays.
Yes.
So I hear.
Cakes, cookies.
Yes. First of all, let me say Mungu halali. And it's not because I don't partake of it, but
Yeah, you just know.
I was listening to Gwada Okot, and I think
Solo utashikwa.
yeah.
Yes.
And I was listening to his presentation during the petition, and I quite aptly stand with him in this one.
Why
Maybe
am I
there
not
could have been a
surprised?
problem because
Why am I not surprised?
you see the problem in our society is a pretense, because this thing is available, it's there, it's being used. We all
Only
know,
that it's
we
illegal,
all know
eh?
someone, or even if we don't know, there's someone who we interact with daily who partakes this dawa ya kuboeka. And what I wanted to say is, well, he had a voice to say. He had a very good point, saying that these are naturally growing herbs, no chemicals, and yet we still allow
Tobacco, by the way, yeah.
in the system. This one says it comes with also medicinal value. And I say, I mean, even with this kind of doctor's strike, if we can have a solution to ailments, then I
I cannot
guess...
believe so long that even the doctor's strike is coming into this one. How? How exactly are we talking about cannabis and the doctor's strike?
if